Looks like the girls are taking out the trash, out with the old and in with the new. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm working on dying.
I'm upset.
Hey.
50,000 on my head is disrespect.
This is like the perfect song kind of
So
for this
offended
episode.
that I had
Yeah,
to
kind
double
of.
check.
The girls are not too upset, but they're growing. It's
They're
a lot
growing.
of
Why
growth.
they need
A
me
lot
out
of
the
growth.
way.
They're upset that people keep trying them.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Don't try the girls. Speaking about trying, hey guys, what's up? I am Nakia Monet, and this is the Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant. We don't have our girls Bree and Teague with us, but they'll be back next week. Don't worry. Don't fight us. The girls will be back. So right now it's just me and Drew. We are holding it down for you guys.
Yes, I will be in the live chat too. So if you want to chat with us during the show, just drop a little comment.
How was your Memorial weekend so far?
It was pretty chill. I almost forgot that we had a show today because it was
Same.
so chill.
Time flies, man, and time has definitely been flying with this episode. But before we get into that, we have the baby of the week, of course, and we have a little bit of news and gossip. So it's gonna be a fun, cool episode. We're gonna hold it down for our other two girls. So let's get this party started. Drake opened the song with "I'm Upset," and Kayla is. Kayla is trying to start her brand new life. She's in college and she's taking classes, and she even, met a new little friend named Luke, who is a fine man.
Little. That's a whole man.
How do you feel about Luke?
Listen, I was like, this is like going from. Sorry, my chat is going crazy. Going from Luke or Stefan to Luke is like getting $1 McDouble at McDonald's and then going to Nobu.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
The
yeah,
truth.
know your worth, Kayla.
Know your worth. I thought it was pretty cool to see her taking these classes and actually stepping aside and saying to herself, you know what, I need to do better for me and my baby Isaiah. I need to go to this school. And I like seeing her talking to new people, because if we could remember, her and Stefan are not together. According to him, they don't date. But Stefan did what most guys tend to do. They don't want you until somebody else wants you.
Facts.
So the beautiful Kayla is hanging out with Luke, who's really fine, and they're inviting her out to games and a few events. And she posted a snap and a little Facebook, and Stefan was creeping on her social media and had the nerve to call her out with a hickey on his neck.
What really killed me about that was she said, "How you gonna say all that with hickeys on your neck?" And he goes, "This is not from this week."
Like, he didn't deny that he had them on his neck.
First of all,
Stefan.
when you this light skin as a teenager, you have to know how to hide hickeys. And so therefore, my science with hickeys is exact. And I can tell you that it would have not lasted over a week.
Okay.
You trick.
That's the
Stop
thing.
lying.
When he said that, I'm like, so you've had a hickey on your neck for 2 weeks? That's not how hickeys work.
Yeah.
You just got that done. But isn't that crazy how guys, and not all guys, but some women do this too. Like, people tend to not want you until someone else pays you attention. And here's this guy asking, after he's cussing her out, still saying, "Are you going to give me a ride?" And the fact that the show opened with Kayla and Stefan, I'm like, Stefan, who do you think you are?
He said, "You know what? I'm just walking." And I said, "Good. Take your grocery bag full of your things and get to Stefan."
I'm like, okay, Stefan, you came to see the baby. He did one of the ultimate I came to pick my son up. And for those who are listening and can't watch this, he literally picked up Isaiah, kissed him, and put him back down.
Set him down.
And that's what he spent with Isaiah. But I guess we could talk about this in predictions. But I'm happy to see Kayla meeting new people and meeting friends, because sometimes what these women tend to do when they're in relationships with someone who's not just physically abusive, but mentally and emotionally and verbally abusive, they tend to not have any friends. Mm-hmm. They're scared to date other people, even though her and him are not dating. So I'm hoping that this may go somewhere. But
yeah, I really like Kayla. Like, I feel like if I knew Kayla in real life, she'd be like a kid sister to me.
Yeah, she's
like
cute.
She's mad cool. Like, even just listen to her, like, those two guys are like trying to mess with her. You know how guys are like, they're like flirting and messing with her, and she's like holding her own. Like, she's a cool girl.
She's sweet too.
Yeah,
she's really sweet, and her mom's nice.
Exactly, she's a good girl. So I'm like, whatever.
But we already know how season 2 is going to play out.
Get you a Luke.
I will
honey.
say Kayla's going to probably come in with a Luke and Stefan's going to be feeling crazy. But for us that don't want to feel crazy, Drew, tell us what we can do.
Yes, if you want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life, we've got a great podcast for you. It's Conversations with Maria Menounos. It is hosted by our TV AfterBuzz founder, Maria Menounos, obviously by the name of the title. She is going to talk to you about everything from health, wellness, career, relationships, finances, and more. She is basically like the big sister that you've always wanted. It drops every Friday, so if you want to go check that out, head over to iTunes. Make sure to rate and comment. And when you do, let her know that it was your girls over the Teen Mom panel that
We did.
sent you there. Drops every Friday, so we are a couple days away from it. So you have all this time. It's Memorial Day weekend. Catch up on some, episodes and check out the new one that drops Friday because it's dope.
It's really dope. And you're absolutely right. Like, you can binge. I already started binging over the weekend because I'm washed and I was in the house.
Yeah.
But she has a really great podcast. And some of our AfterBuzz family has been on her podcast. So I think a lot of people, especially these young ladies
Whew, facts.
and gentlemen, can benefit from it. Speaking about benefit, our girl Brianna is living her best single life. There's no more Danae. She seems happier. She's out with friends. She even made the comment, like, I can now have friends. So, but we also find out that she has a new mystery man in her life.
Yes.
Who I think we kind of hinted on when we first started the show.
Yeah.
I think his
we
name
saw
is
him.
Robert.
Yeah, we saw him on social media. First of all, I want to commend these women for their bounce back game.
Yes.
Because we were talking about, I was like, it takes a minute sometimes.
When I break up with someone, it takes me a while. I'm
It's a
listening to
process.
sad songs. You see that meme when someone's listening to a sad song, you're like me, just listening to sad songs. I'm on social media. I'm angry. I'm sad. So shout out to these girls who can just be like, I just broke up with my boyfriend, but you know what? I'm gonna live my best life.
Yep.
I think what made me happy to see Brianna, because she was in this toxic relationship with Danae. I mean, allegedly, we don't know what type of abuse. I mean, from what we've seen, it was a lot of verbal abuse with her and Danae. And it didn't seem like a really good relationship, especially for baby Brayson. So I'm happy to see her doing her thing and living her life. And, I think it's good for her and Danae to be apart right now. So I was really happy to see her and Robert. And I think she was trying to hide that from her mom. But mom, I think this was the episode for hickeys. Mom peeped the hickey on her neck as well. I'm like, what's going on? Is this hickey night?
I guess so. I guess so. I was like, all right.
But she also mentioned to her friend that Brayson likes Robert and she brought him around. So do you think it's too soon to introduce the baby to a new guy?
I mean, I guess it's to each their own. He's young enough that I don't think it's going to be like an issue of like attachment, but I do think it's something important to, we actually had this discussion on the Teen Mom 2 panel because of, situations on that show. I think you do have to be super careful about when you introduce kids to your significant other.
Yeah.
I had a single mom most of my life, and when she dated, she was super, super careful about when we met, whoever. And so I think, yeah, it's important because you don't, that person's an influence on your kid's life. You got to be careful about it. But I think right now she's like fairly safe.
Yeah,
He's
I agree
so
with
little.
you. I do agree with you. And I will say too, like my mom being a single mom, like the men I was introduced to, they're still in my mom's life. Like I can still call them if I need anything. So shout out to the moms. We love you. Speaking about people we love, those who are listening to us on iTunes, we did not forget about you. I know we shout out YouTube a lot in our live chat because it's visual, but those who are listening to us, we love and appreciate you guys so much. So if you guys can just do us a favor, subscribe and give us 5 stars on iTunes. We love it. We appreciate it. We're humble. We're not afraid to say that we need it and we love it. You guys can leave comments and tell us what you guys think about the episode. Tell us who your favorite teen mom is and tell us who you think is the dodo of the week.
Oh, yeah.
We changed it from
Let
trash
us know.
bag. Again, those on iTunes, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the comments and thank you guys for the love. Someone else we love is the beautiful Jade, Chloe's mom. So we see, this episode is out with the old and with the new. So we see this episode with Jade and Sean. They're living apart and they're just trying to figure it out. Sean is really apologetic because he's trying to get back in the house. But what I love about these two, especially Jade, her and Sean sit down and she's like, can we be co-parents but live in the same house? Do you think that can work with parents?
I actually do. My uncle and aunt, when they got divorced, my cousin was still fairly little, and so they did the co-parenting thing for a while, and then eventually started to go into separate ways. But I think it really depends on the people. Like, they were very fortunate that they had a fairly loving and clean divorce. I know that's not like a thing for everyone.
Yeah,
I think it's possible though when you put the kid first, and I like look at my cousin now because she's, you know, a senior in high school and she's such a well put together person. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they are able to co-parent.
And I think it says a lot. The fact that, because like you said, not a lot of couples can literally sit down to even agree to co-parent. So the fact that these brand new parents, it showed up on the screen, Chloe's 14 weeks old, but it shows us, because we love Jade and Jade is so mature. So it takes at least, if not both people, one person to be like, yo, we need to work this out for the baby. We need to do counseling, which we see that they start doing Let's co-parent. But I love that Sean's like, so we're back together. She's like, no. And something else we learned, Sean is actually 24 and she's 21 years old. But as we all know, guys, it takes them a little bit longer to mature. And, you know, 24 just means mentally he's 20. So women, we mature a little faster, and Jade has happened to mature. So I love that they came up with this agreement. Sean's back in the house and he'll be helping out with baby Chloe.
Yeah, I know we've had our like ups and downs with Sean, but I think it's safe to say I like Sean. Would I want to have a child with Sean? No. But I think he genuinely does love Jade and Chloe, and I think he's just immature, you know? But I appreciate that he is trying, and I appreciate that he is emotionally somewhat more available than I think other dads on the show are. Like we saw in the counseling, you know, she's expressing her feelings, and that really hurt him. And I think it could have been easy for him to turn that into anger, and instead, you know, you saw that he genuinely cared, and like that it hurt him that she was scared that things could go that direction. So I like Sean.
I like Sean too, and I like that we got to see this side of him, and he wasn't just painted as the bad guy, because like we were just saying, we were watching it, Sean's a really nice guy. I mean, compared to some of the other dodos, I'm trying not to say trash. That's a word I'm trying to get rid of, out with the old and with the new dodo of the week. Sean, like you said, he legitimately loves Chloe and he loves Jaden. The fact that he was able to come halfway and meet her there, that's dope, because not a lot of people do that. And the word of the day, folks, communication. Communication is key.
Yes.
So I love that Jade brought that up, and they are communicating. Our girl, Lexi. We always just want the best for Lex. Lexi is trying to live her best life. She's hanging out with her friends, but her friends start to bring up their promise rings and their relationships. And it has Lexi thinking, man, when is Kyler and I, when are we going to get it together? When is he going to make this happen? So my girl Lexi heads over to the house with Tobias. She sits him down and she gives him an ultimatum. She says, are we dating or nah?
Yes or no?
Now, okay, it's so confusing with Kyler. Like, Lexi is such a beautiful young lady. And I feel like even though Kyler told her yes and they want to start dating, I don't think he really means it. And it's nothing against her. I just think that he is to the point where, like, you know, when you force someone, you kind of keep asking them over and over and over, and finally they say yes just to shut you up. I don't want that to happen to her, because I genuinely really, really like Lexi. What do you think?
I do too. I just kind of want her to not get over it, because first loves are hard.
Yeah, man.
But I want her to take a step back, and if you have to beg somebody to love you and to treat you right, then like you're never gonna get what you really want from the situation. And that's just, you know, that's a thing that you have to learn, I guess, with age and trials and tribulations. But it just sucks to see someone who's so sweet and young on TV like go through it. And it hurts my heart. But also, I just want to talk about this promise ring thing, because was that a thing for you? Because that was not.
Yeah, like that wasn't a thing while I was growing up. Like when I was in high school, even like when I was dating, I thought I was a playboy. Like I was dating like these guys, living my best life. But even the girls I went to school with, like no one had promise rings. It's either like you were a boyfriend and girlfriend. People were like fake engaged and they were doing like their thing, but there were no promise rings. What about you?
Yeah, granted, I went to school like in kind of the project, so I don't think we had.
I got time for that.
I don't think we had. It was just like we go together now.
Yeah.
I don't think we had promise ring money, but I've just never.
I don't like. I think in my school it went from straight dating. Like a few people got engaged. Like it didn't last.
Yeah.
But there was no promise. It's like we together or nah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Lexi said. But you know what was crazy though? Like, so they sit down and they agree to go together. But then Kyler's like, "Here's a few things that I can tell you what to change about yourself." Excuse me, sir. But I love that Lexi hit him back and was like, "Actually, here's a few things that you can change about yourself." So I like that they're at least communicating and he's at least. I don't know why he's doing it. I just don't want him to hurt her because she's such a sweet girl.
Yeah, he's still on my hit list from last week. And I mean, from almost every episode of this season, to be honest.
We're not Team Kyler.
I just think for a while we tried to act like he was just dumb and didn't know better. But I'm starting to feel like it's kind of malicious how he handles the situation, and I just don't like it. And I just want her to. I want her to get a Luke.
I was just about to say, because what did I just say? People only want you when they don't. When they want you when you don't want them.
I love that. I don't even know that Luke's a good person or not.
Luke can be a dodo of the week, and we don't even know. He's just fine.
Yeah, he's just cute, and I'm like, at least he's cute. You know, that's an upgrade alone.
I need Lexi to get her own Luke or just to get out that notion of her and Kyler have to be together, because she even says to him like, "Oh, we have a son to worry about. We can be like a little family." And it's like, no, girl, it's okay. Like, focus on other things. Maybe school, if that's what you want to do, or maybe a career, or maybe dodos. Yes. Sorry, our amazing engineer Steven pulled up a photo of a dodo.
They're terrifying.
Look at those things.
It kind of does look like Steven.
And for those who can't see us and who can hear us, the dodo birds, just Google it because they are terrifying.
Shout out to the podcast listeners.
Yay!
Oh man,
Look at that.
I'm not gonna unsee that.
So yeah, I mean, if we're not fans of Stefan, just picture Stefan as a dodo bird. But yeah, we wish the best for our girl Lexi, and I mean, Kyler gave her the yes that she's been looking for.
Ugh. I loved that we had so many girl talk moments this episode.
Oh,
I like seeing them with their girls. Their girls, none of besides Lexi's friends were a little too check my promise ring. She might need to get some new girlfriends.
Yeah. Because her friends I tricked him into it. I'm like, are you guys all begging boys to wife you?
For the most part, I like that the girlfriends are just like, you don't need a man. This does not, just because you had a baby with them does not mean that you need to sit here and stress yourself out and try to make it work. And I think you should listen to your friends.
Exactly. And it's great to have friends like that. So shout out to all the girlfriends. The girlfriends are the highlight of the week. Yes. We're not going to even give any more power to the dodos. Ashley, one of our favorites. She's always been our favorite. Yeah. Ashley and Bar, we see them talk. They've been communicating a little bit more, and I really like that they're doing that. And Bar opens up about his older brother that's in jail, who is facing trial, who may be going to jail for a very, very long time. And I loved seeing him open up about that because, we see Bar's a sweet dude. He's going through his own things as well. But I thought it was cool for him and her to sit down and be like, this is what I'm going through. Like, I'm going through some things. It might take me a while to apologize to your parents. I'm not really here for that right now. But right now, this is what I got to focus on. So I was happy that Ashley was able to be like, okay, I'll listen to you. We're communicating, but we still need to figure this out. So Ashley visits her mom. Pastor T, by the way, has the most amazing wig on.
Yes, that wig is called the Pastor T. Like, you walk into Annie Beauty Supply and you say, give me the Pastor T. That's what you're going to get.
She looks amazing. I was like, wow, okay, Pastor T, come through with the wig. So as we know, Bar tells Ashley, like, hey, I'm not really apologizing to your parents, but my mom may be coming down for the trial. Could she stay here? So we've seen before where her and his mom kind of had their talk and they hashed it out for now. But now the families, and this is why I always say it's important not to get people in your business, because when you're in a relationship and say you hate your partner, you argue, and now your family's involved, you and your partner are back to being good, but now your family's still upset. And I think that's what we're seeing with Pastor T. So Pastor T tells Ashley, look, it ain't a good idea. Don't bring Mama Shin there. I don't like it. And Bar still needs to apologize. And I feel like she's still harboring those feelings. What do you think?
Here's my thing with Pastor T. Do I think some of her feelings were valid in the situation? Yes, of course. Do I think Pastor T has a lot of growing up to do and she needs to stop playing children games? Absolutely. Yeah. Because I think even though Ashley doesn't handle things the best at all times, I think that Shin is going to be in her life forever. Right. Whether her and Bar stay together or not, Shin is the grandmother of her child. And just like Pastor T expects that respect from Bar, Ashley has to return that to Shin. Yes. And it's beautiful that her and Shin are able to kind of make things work and that they're trying to make things work. And for you as Ashley's mother to want that not to work doesn't, to me, say you have the best interest. To me, it says you still are trying to have her pick sides, and that's not fair.
Which blew my mind because when we were first introduced to Pastor T, we seen a completely different woman where being the pastor, she's like, all right, guys, let's work this out. This is the mom. I really don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But you need to work it out. So for her mother to kind of sit there and be like, no. And I'm like, but she just told me that they worked it out. And we know Shin and her had a really bad relationship. So if your daughter's coming to you and saying, me and this woman, we hugged it out, we're okay. Why give her that advice? It's okay to tell your daughter, just keep your guards up, but still let her come because this is her son and that's her grandbaby. I just thought it was a little weird for Pastor T to give that advice to Ashley.
I think she has a boundaries issue, and I think that's been the biggest issue with Pastor T and Bar and Ashley's relationship altogether is there's a boundary issue.
Yeah.
And now that they're not under her roof, it's just like kind of continuing.
Yeah, she can't tell them what to do anymore.
And she didn't like that.
And I think it's pissing her off where she's like, nope, he still needs to apologize. And we see the previews. We could talk about it in the predictions where he is now trying to step up and you're still giving him a hard time. It's like, ma'am,
Yeah.
come on, Pastor
Don't
T.
ask for an apology if you're not ready to accept it.
It's the games. We got to stop playing. We're all adults, and now you have little humans involved. Well, speaking of little humans, I think that pretty much wraps up our show. But
Yes.
Drew, tell them what we got.
This was kind of a no-brainer as far as Baby of the Week. If you don't know what Baby of the Week is, each week we feature one of the adorable babies from the Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant cast. And this week we got a 2-for-1.
Oh my God. Stop.
I can't handle it. So
Stop.
this is from Kayla's Instagram. It's a picture of Isaiah and Brayson. And it looks like her and Brianna are like becoming pretty good friends
like
now.
that.
And they're having play dates. And there's a couple photos that were just too cute, but this one, I was like, look at their little legs.
First of all, look at those little chunky little legs,
Oh
first
my
of all.
gosh.
Second of all, Brayson is like holding his man down. Like, for those who can't see us, we have an amazing picture of baby Brayson and baby Isaiah. And those little chunky little thighs, I just love chunky little babies.
Right.
Look at Brayson's little face and Isaiah. I mean, are you guys' ovaries hurting right now?
Yeah. This is the first. Okay, so when Brayson was first born and like on the show and stuff, he was one of the only babies I was like, I can't see the resemblance yet.
Yeah.
So maybe he looks like the dad. But in this photo,
He looks just like his
just
mom.
like Brianna.
I mean, it's like Brianna and Kayla are sitting right there.
Right? They look identical
Oh my
and super cute.
God. I will say this is my favorite segment, Baby of the Week, because these babies,
Are so cute.
look at those legs. The legs, like, they're adorable. And I like that Brianna and Kayla are getting close because I think it's also cool to have a girlfriend and they can both talk about their relationships because they had two of the rockiest relationships on the show. So I think that it's cool that these two bring the babies and they have play dates and stuff like that. And speaking of, you have a little bit of news and gossip.
I do actually have some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I have two things. The first being, so like I said, Kayla and Brianna have been kind of hanging out, and they did a day trip to the aquarium. The babies. We do see Steph in there, so I don't know what that exactly means. Kayla posted some other photos with Isaiah and Stefan, and I can't tell if they're booed up or if they're just trying to make the parenting thing work. But we see Brianna's boo, who is on the show now.
Yes.
So it looks like they're still working.
I love it. But look how close Brianna and Robert are, and look how far Stephen and Kayla
That's
are.
what's making me think that they're not the thing, that they're just like doing it, they're co-parenting.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get a chance to take a screenshot of this because it was taken off so quickly. But Ashley, I think I was telling you earlier, Ashley had posted a statement today on Instagram saying that police brutality isn't a race issue, it's a people issue, and people didn't really like it too much, and had some things to say, and Ashley did cuss a couple people out. And yeah, she ended up deleting it really quickly. She's actually been posting a lot of like interesting things, and then anytime like anyone debates her, she like just deletes it. So her profile now, she only has like a couple of posts. Like she's deleted.
Look, you have every right to think what you want to think, but I do feel like when you're on a certain platform now and you give your opinions, you're gonna have to expect people to agree and not agree with you. That's what happens when you're on this platform. That's the only thing I'll say about that without giving my personal feelings.
Yeah, exactly. But that's really, they've all been kind of chilling. That's really all of the news that I have about them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Drew. This was a pretty cool episode because it's out with the old and with the new. And this is something that we've always been, the four of us have been predicting that at the end, we'll start to see the girls growing more. Some people may break up. Some people may stay together. The babies are getting older. So, I would love to see, I don't know if next week's the season finale, but I know the episodes because this is the 12th one. It's coming to an end. So I know the girls are going to do a lot of growing. So I can't wait to see like the reunion and to find out some secrets. So let's get into predictions.
Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Drew, how you feeling?
Oh man, I would love this season to just end where there are no men. The only ones that can stay
No
are
offense, Steven, our engineer.
the only ones that can stay are Steven, our engineer, and Bar, and I'm gonna say Sean. Sean can stay. Yeah, Sean can stay. But the rest, they gotta go.
Yeah.
They gotta go. They obviously don't have to go out of their children's lives, but they gotta stop playing these games. I'm so happy that they're catching on to it. I just hope we see Kayla. I like seeing Kayla with her girls. I like seeing her smile. I like seeing her do regular schmegular things and succeed. So I want to continue to see that. But obviously, it looks like in the previews that Stefan is going to continue to be Stefan. I kind of hope Lexi goes ahead and ends it with Kyler. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I would really like it to happen.
I'm praying. I'm like, ugh.
And I just want to see more healing and growth from Sean and Jade because I think they really do love each other, and I think there's a lot of potential there. And I like that they're taking the right steps to make it work.
Yeah, those are pretty good predictions.
Thank you.
I like it. I would love to see, and I would love to predict that, as Drew says, that these girls, they grow into women and they do what's best for them. I would love to see the toxic relationships end, like Kayla and Stefan. He has to go. And I think it'd be best for him to just co-parent and just do better for his son, so that way when Isaiah gets older and he sees this, his dad can explain, what I was going through some things. And I just would like the girls to prosper and just do what's best. Same thing with Lexi. Girl, Kyler, that's not the only thing. I want her to go to school and do her thing or probably get a career. But I'm excited to see next week to see what happens. The previews look pretty spicy. So we shall see. Before we head out of here, Drew, tell the Teen Mom Young and Pregnant crew where they can find you at.
Well, you guys can stay tuned and watch me on the Teen Mom 2 panel with Nakia, right after this. But if you want to keep up with me throughout the week, you can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ.
And you guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom, and I'll be with Drew on the Teen Mom 2 episode with my girl Drew. For AfterBuzz TV, you can follow us on all social media at YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Remember to give us 5 stars. Twitter, you can follow us, and Instagram, you can follow us. And we love you guys, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.